gentlemen, it's great to have you with us. Thank you very much for waiting patiently. My name is Amita Vadva. I'm going to be your host for the evening. Welcome to the Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited presents Times Drive Auto Summit and Awards 2026 in association with Yes Securities and Garware High Tech Films. And to set the tone for this, we now move on to the special theme address. May I invite on stage Mr. Rohit Gopakumar, Director, Worldwide Media and Times Strategic Solutions Limited, CEO, Digital Times Television Network on stage. Rohit, please do come on stage.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to the Honorable Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Shri Nitin Gadkariji. Esteemed guests, industry leaders, policymakers, innovators, partners, and people from the automotive ecosystem. It's my absolute privilege to welcome you to the Times Drive Summit and Awards 2026. For us, as an industry, it's a platform that brings together the minds and forces shaping future of mobility in India. At Times Network, we are proud to build platforms that not only engage, but also convene the most important conversations of our time. Across our digital ecosystem, from Times Now, ET Now, Times Now Bharat, Digit, and Times Drive, we engage with millions of users every month. And today, few sectors reflect this transformation as what we've been trying with our Times Drive and Times Network. That is the Indian automotive industry. As the next generation digital automotive platform, Times Drive has built on one simple belief: to empower consumers with clarity, credibility, and confidence in their automotive decisions. Through in-depth reviews, data-backed insights, and innovations like Times Drive AI, we are reimagining how India engages with mobility. But beyond content, our vision is larger. We aim to build Times Drive as a trusted mobility ecosystem, one that not only informs choices, but also shapes conversations, influences behavior, and drives impact. Last year, in the presence of Shri Gadkariji, we launched Break the Habit, a national road safety initiative by Times Drive. What started as a campaign is now evolving into a movement that goes beyond awareness toward behavioral change. Because road safety is not just about policy, it's about habits. And if habits create problems, habits must be the solution. Over the past year, through content, outreach, and on-ground initiatives, this campaign has begun to create meaningful impact, and today, we take the next step in that journey. Ladies and gentlemen, there could not have been a more powerful voice to take this message forward than that of Sri Gadkariji, a leader whose vision has transformed India's roads and whose commitment to road safety continues to inspire the nation. I would like to congratulate all the winners for today's awards and summit ceremony. And I also want to thank my team who have put this together. I think what we're trying to do, and thankfully for support from Gadkariji even last year and this year, I think we want to make sure that this platform becomes the voice not just for the audience, but also for the industry also. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on now, as the Minister has graced us on this occasion, and it is an honor to welcome a leader whose vision and leadership has been instrumental when it comes to transforming India's road infrastructure and mobility landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, well, the clapping must not stop. May I request Nitin Gadkariji, the Honorable Union Minister of Road Transport and Highways, Government of India, to kindly grace the stage. So let's call on stage the moderator for this session, Dr. Rama Solanki, Senior Journalist, Times Network. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, join us in welcoming Dr. Rama Solanki, Senior Journalist, Times Network. Well, this is a special fireside conversation on our theme. Brahma, the stage is yours.
किसी भी देश का विकास देखना है तो उसकी सड़कों को देखिए। मेरा आपसे पहला सवाल ये है कि जो वादे आपने किए थे वो लगभग पूरे नज़र आ रहे हैं। जहाँ 6-7 घंटे में घूम करके ट्रैफिक के बाद देहरादून पहुँच रहे थे, अब 2.5 घंटे में वहाँ पहुँच जाते हैं। लेकिन शहर के अंदर की स्थितियाँ, उसके लिए भी कोई रोड मैप है?
देखिए, पहली बात तो ऐसी है कि सपने दिखाने वाले नेताओं को लोग बड़ा पसंद करते हैं, पर दिखाए हुए सपने जो पूरे नहीं करते उनकी धुल कर पिटाई भी करते हैं। तो सपने दिखाना आसान है, पर उसको पूरा करना बहुत कठिन है। मैं ये तो नहीं कह पाऊंगा क्योंकि पर मैं जो आश्वासन मैंने दिया था, मैं बहुत पंचुअल हूँ कि जो काम होता है तो हाँ कहता हूँ, नहीं कहता तो नहीं कहता हूँ। मेरे में करेज है कि मैंने अपने पार्लियामेंट कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में लोगों को कहा था कि एजेंडा मेरा होगा, जो मुझे पटेगा वही करूँगा, तुम बोलोगे तो भी नहीं करूँगा, जो वोट देगा उसका भी काम करूँगा, नहीं देगा उसका भी करूँगा, पर चलेगी मेरी। तुमको देना है तो दो वोट, नहीं देना तो मत दो, पर मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ा। लोगों ने वोट दिया। केवल दिल्ली में, दिल्ली एनसीआर में मैं 1,60,000 करोड़ रुपए के रोड बना रहा हूँ। 1,60,000। पर एक मेरे पर अन्याय होता है, उसका कभी फायदा भी होता है। कोई भी रोड पे गड्ढा दिखा कि लोग मुझे गाली देते हैं और तुरंत सोशल, गडकरी तुम्हारा ध्यान नहीं है क्या? अब इस देश में महानगर पालिका के रोड है, डीडीए के रोड है, स्टेट के रोड है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट रोड है, ग्राम पंचायत का रोड है, और तो मैं केवल नेशनल हाईवे के लिए जिम्मेदार हूँ, पर लोग सबके लिए मुझे जिम्मेदार पकड़ते हैं। और कोई भी रोड बना है, अभी महाराष्ट्र में समृद्धि महामार्ग बना, मुझे हजारों एसएमएस आए, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत अच्छा। अब मैंने बनाया नहीं तो भी उसकी बधाई देते हैं।
सबसे बड़ी समस्या ये होती है कि आप बहुत गंभीरता से एक मुद्दा उठाते हैं हमेशा, प्रदूषण का, और आप कहते हैं कि हवा में जहर घुल रहा है और घुटन भी है। तो 35 से 40% प्रदूषण कम से कम सड़क से आ रहा है, उधर से आ रहा है। उसके लिए आपका मास्टर प्लान क्या है?
अब ऐसा है कि ये जो प्रदूषण हो रहा है, ये प्रदूषण के कारण क्या समस्या है ये तो दिल्ली वाले समझ सकते। एक रिपोर्ट आया था कि इस प्रकार के प्रदूषण के कारण हमारे यहाँ 10 साल हमारा जीवन आयु कम हो सकता है, इतना इसके परिणाम है। तो मुझे लगता है कि इसको किसी भी हालत में ख़त्म करना चाहिए। तो प्रदूषण का पहला कारण फॉसिल फ्यूल है, जो 22 लाख करोड़ हम लोग फॉसिल फ्यूल के इंपोर्ट के लिए खर्चा कर रहे हैं। और ये इकोनॉमिक चैलेंज है कि देश के इकोनॉमी पर इतना पैसा जा रहा है। अब हमारी ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री, आज ही बात हुई थी तो एक नोट मिली, 37% पैसेंजर कार में राइज हुआ। हर बार इनका बढ़ते ही जा रहा है टर्नओवर। इसका कारण एक्सपोर्ट भी बढ़ रहा है और इतनी डिमांड है कि हम पहले 7वें नंबर पे थे, आज हम 3रे नंबर पर आए। हमने जापान को भी सरपास किया है। अब अमेरिका फर्स्ट नंबर पर है 79 लाख करोड़, चाइना सेकंड 49 लाख करोड़, और हम 22 लाख करोड़। पर जिस प्रकार से हम बढ़ रहे हैं अल्टरनेटिव फ्यूल और बायोफ्यूल में, एग्रीकल्चर इक्विपमेंट, कंस्ट्रक्शन इक्विपमेंट में, मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि 5 साल के अंदर हम निश्चित रूप से काफ़ी ऊपर आएंगे। और हम लोग, एक समय ऐसा आएगा कि जिस प्रकार से हम टेक्नोलॉजी को डेवलप कर रहे हैं, क्वालिटी को कर रहे हैं, हमारा कॉस्टिंग कम है, स्किल मैनेज, जो यंग टैलेंटेड मैन पावर सबसे ज़्यादा देश दुनिया में हमारे पास है, इसके कारण हमारी कीमत भी सस्ती है। और अभी हमने रिसाइकलिंग भी शुरू किया। 15 साल के गाड़ियों का उसको हम लोग स्क्रैप कर रहे हैं। तो एल्यूमिनियम, कॉपर, रबर, प्लास्टिक, स्टील सब रिसाइकलिंग हो रहा। तो कंपोनेंट्स की कीमत भी 30% कम होगी। और दूसरी ओर डिमांड, वर्ल्ड में हमारे प्रोडक्ट अच्छे होने के कारण कॉम्पिटिटिव डिमांड भी बढ़ेगी।
मेरे को बस ये जानना है कि टोल टैक्स कम होंगे?
आपने
दूरियां तो कम कर दी हैं, लेकिन टोल टैक्स बहुत हो गए।
बहुत कम हो गया। आज ही मैंने अभी 2-4 दिन पहले ट्वीट किया था कि हमने अभी 80 किलोमीटर के स्पीड से, नो बैरियर, निकल जाओ आप, हम आपके नंबर प्लेट का फ़ोटो ले लेंगे, आपका फास्ट ट्रैक का जो है कार्ड उसका फ़ोटो ले लेंगे, और जितना डिस्टेंस आप ट्रैवल करोगे उतना पैसा आपके बैंक अकाउंट से निकल जाएगा। और ये चालू हो गया। 85 टोल उसके अवार्ड हो गए। और मैं इस साल दिसंबर तक वो टोल नाके ही नहीं रहेंगे, ना कोई आदमी रोकेगा, ना कोई बोलेगा, ना कोई बताएगा, नहीं कुछ नहीं। आप 80 के किलोमीटर की स्पीड से निकल जाओ। हाँ, अगर आपने टोल नहीं चुकाया तो आपकी गाड़ी बेचने के लिए जाओगे तो एनओसी नहीं मिलेगा, सब फाइन वसूल करेंगे तब देना पड़ेगा। तो कानून से चलने वाले के लिए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं।
आपको फ्लाईओवर मिनिस्टर भी कहा जाता है और बहुत अगर ऊपर से देखा जाए तो बहुत सारी जगहों पर ऐसे रोड और टनल्स आपने पहुंचा दिए हैं जो बहुत मुश्किल था। स्पीड बढ़ रही है, उसके लिए भी कोई पैमाना मापदंड तय कर लिया है?
देखिए,
क्योंकि इतने अच्छे रोड हैं,
देश
स्पीड बढ़
कैसा
जाते हैं,
है,
आप भेज देंगे नोटिस।
देखो जितना लोग चल सकता उतना ही रिफॉर्म करो। मैंने एक बार कहा था कि हॉर्न के बजाय बांसुरी बजेगी, तबला बजेगा, ऐसी पिटाई हुई मेरी सोशल मीडिया पर, मैंने आइडिया ड्रॉप कर दी। दूसरी बात, मैं मुंबई पुणे एक्सप्रेस हाईवे जब मैंने बनाया महाराष्ट्र में पहला रोड, मैं बीओटी का जन्मदाता हूँ, तो ये देश का पहला बीओटी मैंने ये पुणे मुंबई नासिक रोड पर ठाणे भिवंडी बाईपास बनाया था। तो वो मुंबई पुणे जब बनाया तो मेरे को इतना क्रिटिसिज्म हुआ टोल के ऊपर, इतनी लोगों ने गालियाँ दी। तो मैंने उनको कहा कि आप मुंबई से पुणे आपको आने के लिए 8 घंटे लगते हैं, अब मैं 2 घंटे में लेके जाऊंगा तो आपका 6 घंटे का फ्यूल बचेगा, टाइम बचेगा, उसके बदले में मुझे टोल दो। अभी तो वो नई भी टनल बन गई और डिस्टेंस कम। अब मैं नया मुंबई पुणे हाईवे बना रहा हूँ, मुंबई से बेंगलोर 5.5 घंटे में, तो जो JNPT से लेकर नया हाईवे का काम शुरू कर रहा हूँ। इफ़ यू वांट गुड सर्विसेज यू हैव टू पे फॉर इट। कहीं ना कहीं लोगों को भी ये समझना होगा।
मतलब ये भी कला आप में है, इसलिए तो विरोधी आपका विरोध नहीं कर पाते हैं। ये तो अलग ही फॉर्मूला है आपका कि विरोधी भी कहते हैं कि कहीं बात नहीं बनेगी, यहाँ अपनी अर्जी लगा देंगे।
देखिए, रोड तो ऐसा है
हाँ।
कि वो ये बीजेपी का MPA बना दो, कांग्रेस का मत बनाओ, ऐसा नहीं होता।
हाँ।
मैं पूरा रोड बनाऊंगा तब बना, उनका मुझे कोऑपरेशन चाहिए। तो सही बन सकता है मैं सबके बनाता हूँ, जो नहीं बन सकता वो नहीं बना सकता हूँ। तो इसमें पॉलिटिक्स तो कोई होता ही नहीं। देखिए, जो जो चीज़ें आपके पास है, सत्ता, संपत्ति, सौंदर्य, ज्ञान, ये समय के साथ खत्म होने वाला है। हेल्थ ये वेल्थ है। पहली प्रायोरिटी अपनी हेल्थ को दो। आप कितना भी पैसा कमाओ, कितना भी नाम कमाओ, पर अगर हेल्थ खराब हो जाएगी तो कोई काम की नहीं। तो पहली बात, आपके हेल्थ को पहले कर। मैं जो प्राणायाम करता हूँ वो मैंने सोशल मीडिया में डाला, अभी तक 3-4 करोड़ लोगों ने उसको देखा और अनेक लोग उसको फॉलो करते हैं। मैं फुगा फुगाता हूँ, वो जो उड़नी जैसा बांध के करता हूँ, तो लोगों को बहुत फ़ायदा हुआ है। और जो भी आपको करना है उससे करिए, पर हेल्थ को अच्छा रखने में बहुत ज़रूरी है।
टाइम्स नेटवर्क से बात करने के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you very
टाइम्स
much.
के मंच पर।
थैंक यू।
Ladies and gentlemen, तालियां रुकनी नहीं चाहिए। Rama, thank you very much. And it was a lovely interview. Sir, एक छोटी सी award ceremony है, so we would like you to grace that occasion and of course for the winners to be honored by you. So let's begin. Inviting on stage, and as far as the luxury dealer personality of the year, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together in congratulating Navneet Motors. Let's quickly move on and announce the auto personality of the year, and this is the one and only Mr. Tarun Garg, Managing Director and CEO of Hyundai. Let's now announce the EV Technology Enabler of the Year, and the winner is Maxwell Energy Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, the applause must keep running. Moving on quickly to the next award, which is of Auto Tech Innovation Leader of the Year, and the winner is Qualcomm. But this is the Viewer's Choice Style Icon of the Year, and the winner is Java 42 Bobber. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. And the next award is the one that we look out for, which is the Family Scooter of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together in congratulating Ampere Magnus G Max. Let's move on and announce the next winner on stage. This is the Breakthrough Marketing Campaign of the Year, and the award goes to Vida in collaboration with KKR. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the moment that we have been waiting for and make this quick announcement of the Car Manufacturer of the Year. And the award once again goes to Hyundai. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's make a quick announcement of the Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's welcome on stage Mr. Vinod Agarwal, Vice Chairman, ICA Motors Limited and Chairman, VE Commercial Vehicles Limited. This is a Lifetime Achievement Award. Rohit, thank you very much. Gadkari sir, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you. Dhanyavad, sir. Times Drive Auto Summit and Awards 2026 is proudly presented by Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited in association with Yes Securities and Garware High Tech Films. Our official warranty partner is Corporate Warranties India, and our mobility partner is Trev Mobility, and our outdoor partner is Heights Outdoor. We now move to our fireside chat on retail reinvented beyond the fuel pump, and joining us for this conversation is Shri V.V. Murli Krishna, Executive Director, Non-Fuel Business at Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited. With over 3 decades of experience at HPCL, he has been instrumental in driving retail transformation, expanding networks, and also leading the company's strategic foray into non-fuel business innovations. And ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of moderating this conversation, so please join your hands together in inviting Mr. Krishna to the stage. So when we talk about fuel stations, of course, it's a variety that we have often seen and experienced if one may have traveled abroad. Are you trying to get that similar kind of experience here in India as well?
The answer is yes and no both, in the sense that if we are talking about the way the highways travel is increasing, the road convenience is increasing. For example, if you say earlier you have to go to Nagpur, and now you can even reach in 7 to 10 hours or something, maybe lesser than that. So from that point of view, whatever is the amenities that are there on the highways will be similar to that of the advanced Western countries or something. And then we have got these outlets with large spaces, somewhere around 5 hectares, 10 acres. So those are the things will be in the same fashion. But yes, from the other point of view, for example, we go to the urban markets and all. So here we have got so much less delivery period of time. The focus of those customers, so those type of needs are not there.
When we talk about the theme, it's India's Mobility Mission 2030, clean technology, smart manufacturing, and global vision. What are your thoughts on that?
So we, as HPCL, we are looking forward. We want to be a participative in this mobility network. And we are now trying to reach out to as many partners as possible to have collaborate with them and ensure that at HPCL, position of the HP fuel centers are aware of the destination as a customer first preference from a consumer point of view. The preference should be for HPCL. That is what we would like to see HPCL with collaborating with all the partners and trying to say that yes, for them from their partnerships also, we should be a preferred partner for every one of. That is how we want to position ourselves.
Thank you very much, Mr. Murli Krishna. Our next panel, the discussion that is titled at Future of India's Auto Industry, What Fuels the Next Revolution? May I invite our stage moderator for the session, Manav Sinha, Editor, Times Drive. Welcoming Mr. Vikram Gulati, Country Head and EVP Toyota India. We also have Manmeet Singh, Head of Business, Auto IoT, CBN Qualcomm India. Big round of applause for Vinkesh Gulati, Chairperson, Automotive Skills Development Council.
We're talking about a big topic today, what fuels the revolution of the Indian automotive industry in the future. Gladys-san, I'll start with you. Today, you are having one of the most comprehensive lineup of fuels amongst your fleet, be it globally and in India. So where do you see the mix taking place for the time to come? Do you think it'll be hybrids? Do you think it'll be EVs? Do you think it'll be alternate fuels? There's a lot of chatter that's going on currently in the present, but I think as an OEM, you'll have a unique insight into what can happen in the years to come.
Oh, well, first of all, thank you for having me here. You see, automotive industry is shaped by the demands of society, whether it's for mobility or it's for societal issues such as energy and, of course, decarbonization. These are the two themes which have been at the core of driving the transformation that we are currently witnessing in the automotive sector. And the recent developments have only heightened the focus on one of these two themes, which is energy. And I think going forward, irrespective of the geography that you're in, whether it's Europe or US or India, this would be the most critical aspect that drives the direction of technologies within the automotive sector. For instance, just some numbers. Just before the war happened, our average price for the crude basket was around $78. 1 month before the war, it was $69. Currently, it's around averaging around $114 to $16. Every $10 increase in the price of this basket means $15 to $18 billion of annual addition to the import bill. It translates to a current account deficit of around 0.5 to 0.6%, and of course has inflationary impact and also an impact on the growth. So why I'm quoting these numbers is because a lot of the energy that is crude, that is for which India is hugely dependent, is consumed by the automotive sector. And the automotive sector is growing at a phenomenal pace, primarily because of the super increase in the mobility requirements of the population, which is young, aspiring, infrastructure is improving. Last year, we closed the fiscal with 4.7 million cars. This April is been the highest ever numbers for, I think, most of the categories of automotive. So given this background, the task before us is that we have to shift to cleaner energy formats which are indigenous, and we have to do it now at scale.
Manmeet, there's a lot of talk about technology, and today Qualcomm is at the epicenter of it. We're talking about AI cockpits, we're talking about software-defined vehicles. While we can really go very deep into this topic, first I would request you to shed some light on you as Qualcomm, what do you see software-defined vehicles to be? Because I believe it's a term that's quite loosely used for a lot of things, but being at the core of it, what do you think that is? And how do you see India fitting into that definition of software-defined vehicles for the future?
Yeah, sure. So, see, software-defined vehicle is a very broad term, but if you say centrally what it is, that the architecture in the car is changing. We used to have hundreds of small ECUs which used to control. We have now one central compute. It is going towards zonal compute, central compute, and eventually it will go towards central compute. And eventually it will be a AI-based architecture completely. So it's basically when your software starts controlling the definition of what around that should be built. That's basically when you call software-defined vehicle. But it is also about, it gives you leverage. You can create a digital twin in the cloud. You can do continuous integration, continuous testing, CI/CD. You can even, like for AI models, you can train the new models with the synthetic data and put it in the car. So you don't need to be really testing those always on the roads. You can you can make it implement those things very fast, and you don't need to test on the road, but you can test on the cloud and put it there. So that's how the architecture is changing. Now coming to the next level, definitely AI is going to change how you see the cars. We are already seeing these changes in certain geos like China. We are already seeing a lot of stuff is coming to India. Our partners, and in India partners, I'm talking about Indian, they are putting a lot of thoughts into how to put AI, which basically benefits the users. And for example, with the transformer-based architectures and LLMs and VLMs, now we have the SoCs, which can basically run all these without going to the cloud. It's on the edge. And the last one is the safety side also, even on the entertainment. So when we talk about ADAS and all, we'll talk about that. But basic stuff, monitoring the driver. Is he like, is there a, tensed? Is he feeling, is the heartbeat increasing? You can have those sensors. You can have is precipitation or something is happening. So you can accordingly alert the driver, alert the family or any contact. You can even stop the car and wait for it, or drowsiness of the driver. That is also happening. If you are seeing the driver is not able to drive it, you can actually stop the car, alarm it, and if it's still driving, you can actually maneuver the car and stop it. So all those are safety features.
Vinkesh, a lot of talk for the future, right? I mean, it won't be wrong to say that the automotive industry today is experimenting with a lot of things, be it different kinds of fuel, as Vikram San mentioned, or a lot of approaches to technology, as Manmeet mentioned. Do you think where we are today in terms of the India's skilling ecosystem, do you think we're keeping pace, and what do we need to do for the future?
So, but thanks for keeping it the last, because the tone was said by Mr. Gulati. Future is great, auto is doing awesome, and when Meet said it right, it's now becoming very feature-rich and everything tech. No doubt, skilling is the biggest gap today. Whatever we say, we are just catching up. If you really understand, when ICE was stabilized, the kind of manpower the OEMs, the component manufacturers and dealers had was actually 90% of what we wanted on the quality. But if I talk of EV or even hybrid, or forget about those, the technological changes like ECUs and all those things, I don't think so. We are still up to around 30% or 40% of what is required. And the problem is not a skilling in our system. The problem is the thinking of customer also. At my dealership, I get at least 25% customer coming to please switch off the ADAS. I don't want that. Whereas that's a safety feature and a great feature. But still, the acceptability in Indian market to all those advancement in technology is still. So yesterday I was talking to one of the brand in which car every school says that school is ahead, please be something. So I asked them, why is it saying in the night 12 o'clock? Is the school on at 12 o'clock? So you should have an AI where it should not speak after the school hours. So these are the things where customers are also coming to us in a different mode than what we are trying to produce or manufacture and upgrade with them. So coming back to your question, yes, we still have a gap in skill. No doubt we are all trying to reach a level which at least supports the system today. But is it enough? I agree it is not. Because there have a lot of changed. Because if you remember, we used to have one person for each job. So if a car comes for service, there was a mechanic, then there was a denter, then there was an alignment technician, then there was electrical person, then there was an AC guy. Today, everybody wants that one person should know everything, and who touches the car does everything complete, because the mechanical things are now all standardized. It's all matured. Now, the problem which is coming is through newer technology, which is ECUs not getting matched, or you have to update it, or it's a gap. So that is where the issues are coming. But no doubt the industry on an whole is working, and with the kind of advancement we are seeing from the future because of energy change and all that, we have to do a lot. But at Automotive Skill Development Council, with support of SIAM, ACMA, and FAD, we're trying to do whatever we can in the short time we have got to improve our skilling.
So say the future that we have, be it a couple of years from now or a few more years onwards, if you could sum up that time frame in a sentence, how would you do that? Vikram, we'll start with you.
Sum up as in what we see going ahead?
Yeah.
Well, the future is definitely going to be one that's going to be very bright in terms of growth of the industry, with shift clearly towards sustainability and smarter features, as mentioned. So that's the direction we're heading to.
Manmeet.
Advancement which is coming in the AI and the SoC and the chipsets, because we can run those big transformers in the car, And because of that, they can learn. Okay, that is the changes coming. So the conditions of India are not going to be very difficult. Now what you need is a data set, and then they will train it. So it is not that difficult to catch up. Okay, if you have to start writing rules based, yes, at certain time, because of the chaotic conditions in certain highways and all in India, it becomes difficult. But now those, within few years, you will see they are very improved, advanced autonomy features, which will work very, properly. And people, once they start using, see, once you have got a time to keep less attention on driving and do something, people will like it. It's just like those features have to work. But what I would not be that confident a few years back, but now with this vision transformers and then plus VLMs integrations and the data set being collected, I think this will come in next few years, that you will have a very good autonomy features, and that will be the future.
Mikesh, very quickly, in a sentence, how would we wrap this up?
I see the future having the right mix of all the energy. I don't think so diesel will finish or petrol will finish or whatever. We see a right mix. But seeing the customer profile, whichever energy satisfies the customer on the economy scales, on the hype stage or whatever, will have a better percentage. And obviously, at ASDC, we have a bigger task, so that we'll have to be prepared for all the energy. So before it was very easy. We had to only train of engine and carburetors and all that. But today, we'll have to train even for hydrogen also. I don't know when it comes. So it's a bigger task for us.
Good training is the
good
answer.
Training, and more of it, more reskilling is needed, because there is a huge manpower which is working in auto industry. You cannot just move them out. We have to reskill them, and maybe at times unskill them to be reskilled.
Fantastic. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your thoughts. It was a great conversation. Thank you.
And that's not it. We have even more action for you from the Times Drive Auto Summit and Awards 2026. We still have to talk about some of the most insightful keynotes, engaging panel sessions, and yes, we are yet to crown the big winners like the Car of the Year. Make sure you catch this action same time next week, only on the Times Drive Show.
We move on to our next fireside chat when we talk about India's Mobility 2030, the road to leadership. And joining us for this conversation is Mr. Vipul K. Maheshwari, who is the Executive Director R&D at Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited, who plays a key role in driving innovation and advancing future-ready and energy and mobility solutions. So please welcome in on stage, ladies and gentlemen, as I have the honor to interview him. Thank you, Mr. Maheshwari. Good evening, sir.
Thank you.
So when we speak of Mobility 2030, when we speak of its leadership, where do you see India?
Actually speaking, we are in a very sweet spot as far as the mobility growing is concerned. We as a country, if you have a look at it and the industry which you see, it is the fastest transforming itself type of situation. If you see various variants which are required, pillars which are required, it is energy which is required, a vehicle which is required, an infrastructure which is required, services which is required. All these things, separate pillar wise, we are doing wonderful. All the people, my friends sitting here, we are representing from the vehicle segment, which is a new technology which they are adopting, is coming full flow. And our Mr. Sir also really appreciated how they have transformed it, and how HPCL and India and all the oil companies have geared up such a fast changeover from BS4 to BS6 within 3 years. Within 3 years it has been done. Now you are seeing the change which is taking place, which is from ethanol conversion, which few years back we were thinking it is few percentage. It has now reached to 20%, and now soon we are talking about 25% of ethanol adoption. EV, anyway you are seeing is all the companies are having more than 25,000 of EV charging station which has been already put up. The entire ecosystem, entire infrastructure which is required to suit to this particular change and transformation is actually put in place. And above all, the policies. Above all, the policies which is being put up, our Mr. Sir also have indicated the policy for change, policy for transformation, Everything is being put up and really pushed hard. Pushed hard. This change is happening very fast. Finally, as a customer, as a consumer, you may not be able to see it immediately, but you will see it within next 3 to 4 years, big transformation coming in.
As far as EVs are concerned, realistically speaking from that point of view, where are you looking at the fuel mix in the future?
EVs are going to be pick of the time, but it is going to take some time for really going to become maturity, because the ecosystem and the infrastructure which is getting developed, it is going to be soon in place. The entire battery system, entire battery which is getting developed, made today, is coming from specific areas. Whereas as India, if we have to go for energy security, energy independence, it is not only crude, it is about the rare earth metals also.
So when we look at the 2030 point of view, sir, what are your thoughts on that, on your closing comments, if you want to talk about as far as mobility is concerned? Are people underestimating it?
No, people are not underestimating. Sir has also told, and everybody has also expressed, the industry growth in the mobility sector is really, really phenomenal. And as the people aspiration is going up, we are going to have more vehicles, we are going to have more utilization. Only thing which is required to be carried out, more efficiency, more efficient vehicles, more efficient processes, more efficient ways and means to serve the people.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Maheshwari, for your point of view. Ladies and gentlemen, please join your hands together in welcoming Anshul Arzare, who is the Managing Director and CEO of Yes Securities, as he discusses the importance of building a culture of road safety and a shared responsibility when it comes to protecting every commuter in our journey towards a smarter India.
Very, very good evening, and many congratulations to all the winners today. As we see that how we have evolved over a period of time on the vehicles, and we had a lot of discussions around it today, that the vehicles have become very, very intelligent. Today, a car has so many sensors that it can reduce its speed, it can brake itself, it can warn you that you're sleeping, it can vary the speed, which we call variable speed adjustments and all. It can park on its own. So vehicle has become very, very intelligent and very, very sensible to protect us. Now, all this is happening to the safety of the passengers in the vehicle. So vehicle बहुत intelligent हो गया है, बहुत sensible हो गया है. But कहाँ है हमारी sensibility towards another vehicle owner, which is little less blessed, but traveling alongside us on the road? I'm talking about the pedestrians, I'm talking about the cyclists, who are also a very, very important commuters, and for them cycle is also a very, very important mode of transport. So this is where we want to draw attention, and at Yes Securities, we are very, very careful about the fact, which Nitinji also said, that health is wealth. And we know we are wealth partners. We help customers to build their long-term wealth. We help in their wealth journey. We guide them where to invest, how to build wealth over a period of time, how to beat inflation and all. But at the same time, what about health? वेल्थ बनाने में तो हम मदद कर देंगे और वेल्थ बना भी देंगे, लेकिन इस वेल्थ को जब एंजॉय करने का टाइम आएगा तब हेल्थ होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. एंड हेंस एट यस सिक्योरिटीज़ वी inaugurated our first cyclothon event in Mumbai, where people could drive on streets up to 50 kilometers without any foundation. I think इसमें एक जो important initiative with Times and Mr. Nitin Gadkari we started 1 year back, which is break the habit. So I will want to just focus on 2 habits we need to break over a period of time. One is pertains to our own behavior. What is our view towards the cyclist who is driving along with us on the road? We are more privileged to have a powered vehicle, but he is less privileged to have a vehicle which he has to push on his own muscle strength. Second important side, which comes towards the better town planning, and I think मुझे लगता है कि next Minister of Urban Town Planning should be Nitin Gadkari ji only, because have we ever thought of a cyclist in our mind when we are planning roads inside a city? You know, it's not there. So it has to start from there. I still feel that there are more number of cycles than more number of vehicles on this. I think it is very, very important to think about the cyclist and make sure that we create enough infrastructure within the urban space. While it is still comfortable to ride a cycle in a rural area or a semi-urban area, but in an urban area it is very, very difficult. We can be more careful about the cyclists from tomorrow onwards when we travel on road and give them the much needed space together as they are also commuting on the vehicle, which we have a powerful engine in front of us, but they have the powerful legs with them. Thank you so much.
So let's talk about our next panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen, which is titled Smart Mobility and Manufacturing, the Viksit Bharat Ecosystem. And to steer this conversation, may I invite once again on stage our moderator this evening, Manav Sinha, editor, Times Drive. And with him, we are getting also our esteemed panelists joining him, Kavita Verma, who is the CEO, Maxwell Energy Systems. Ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause running. We have Uday Narang, who is the founder, chairman of Omega Seki Mobility. And we also have Naveen Gupta, founder, Trev Mobility.
As today we've spoken about the future, we've spoken about EVs, we've spoken about battery. Kavita, I would like to start with you. The battery management systems and battery manufacturing is definitely at the epicenter of whatever we do going forward. So what do you think India needs to do to be globally competitive in this space?
When we are talking about the EV technology and we talked about the battery management system and other electronics components, certainly they come at the center of the EV vehicle actually, right? And while we are talking about the battery management system in context to the batteries, a lot is involving and evolving with respect to the chemistries, with respect to the cell technology. See what can bring India into the global competitiveness is how actually the batteries are being engineered, managed, and put it in the vehicles, right? We are actually integrating the imported technologies. And most of the EV system is right now dependent on the lot of imported components as well as the technology. And having these IPs in-house within India and investing on the R&D side, that is something which will bring us into the global leadership and this global competitiveness. We are at a very important step right now into the EV technology side, but there is a way to go and developing, right from the design till manufacturing, if the important EV components can be done in-house, that is where we can have a pivotal positioning in the India itself. That's my take.
Thank you. So Uday, you also have a large setup for manufacturing a lot of the vehicles that we see on the road. What are your thoughts on this? And do you think localization is the key to having a Viksit Bharat ecosystem in the future?
I think what's important is that clearly in the two-wheelers, the three-wheelers, and the one-ton trucks, I think the TCO model works. And unfortunately, we're in an environment where Mr. President is going to play games all across this world, and we're going to see high energy prices. We need to be energy independent. In India, we're primarily, I don't know how much, you know me, I speak my mind. We are very reactive, right? When we know that importing cells from China, or we're going to import magnets from China. Why are we so reactive? Why are we not proactive, right? And at the end of the day, where oil prices, I spent 30 years in the US and Europe, I was a big commodity trader, oil is going to stay high, right? So the total cost ownership model for these vehicles, more and more EV and alternate energy is going to come into play because the total cost ownership model works. On top of that, obviously, great to see the government of Delhi say in 2027, it's going to be all three-wheelers, and in 2028, it's only going to be two-wheelers EV. So you're absolutely right. Manufacturing has to be smart, technology-oriented. The world is changing, and localization is extremely important, in my view.
Talking about ownership, you're very active in the shared mobility space. Where do you see that going, and do you think it's making a difference today? Do you think you've got a longer road to go ahead, or do you think we are on a good path in the coming future?
Definitely smart and shared mobility will move the India for the next decade, right? So let me break this down into two role plays. At one segment, you have first and the last mile issue, which is still persistent, in metros and non-metros, very, very evidently, right? So while the government has invested a lot in building your metros and your bus networks and all, but that shared mobility, let it be EV cabs, let it be ride-hailing companies, or let it be micro mobility players, they have to fill in that gap. So all in all, I would say that all things have to move ahead, and we have to change the way the mobility is working in India.
Thank you so much for giving us time, requesting everyone a huge round of applause. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I invite on stage Sharat Katralia, who is the director, Navneet Group, a visionary entrepreneur who has played a key role in building one of Mumbai's leading mobility networks with a strong focus on quality, reliability, and also customer experience. Please welcome him on stage.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure, honorable guest, industry leader, and distinguished members of the government. Let me begin with one simple question. I want you to feel, not to just hear. What truly drives aspiration in nation? It's exposure to possibility. And that is where our industry plays a greater role than we often acknowledge. A luxury car segment that is projected to reach about 2 million by 2031. This is not a developing market. This market is in acceleration. At Navneet Group, we align ourselves with this reality across land, air, and water. Because of this customer, mobility is not about possession, it's about fluidity. But what truly defines them is how they think. They have moved from status to substance, where the batch matters, but where it stands for matter more. For transaction to relationship, where the showroom is just the beginning, and from aspiration to expectation, where the luxury is no longer a distant goal. Because we are not just responding to India's rise, we are shaping it. Every showroom becomes a stage. Every interaction, a last-minute imprint. We are influencing how an entire generation defines success. So if there is one truth I would leave you with, it is this. We are not in a car business. We are in aspiration business. And aspiration is most valuable currency a growing nation will ever possess. At Navneet Motors and Navneet Group, we remain deeply committed to this vision, customer-focused, value-driven, and aligned with rapidly evolving India. The roads are ready. The demand is real. The opportunity is now. The only question is, are we preparing this transformation or participating in it, or are we leading it? Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the winners in this case. So the applause must keep running. Please put your hands together in congratulating the Viewer's Choice EV Scooter of the Year, which is Kinetic DX. This is the car of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to Hyundai Venue. Let's move on to the SUV of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me an extreme pleasure in announcing the winner, and it is Kia Seltos. Move on to the next round of category, which is the design of the year. And it gives me immense honor in announcing the name. The design of the year is MG Cyberster EV. Let's give a big round of applause to the family car of the year, and the winner is Renault Triber. Big round of applause to the CSR initiative of the year, and the winner is Toyota India. Well, let's move on and announce the Electric Motorcycle of the Year. And ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to Ultraviolet X47. Let's invite on stage TVS NTORQ 150, who is the winner of the Scooter of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move on and announce the next set of awards, which is the HP Power 95 presents Luxury Sedan of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe that has won this award. Let's, in the meantime, announce the next set of awards, which is HP Pay presents Viewer's Choice of the Year, and the award goes to Tata Sierra. Let's move on and announce the next set of awards, which is the HP Racer Future X presents the Motorcycle of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. With a bated breath, let's announce the winner. Well, the winner is TVS Apache RTX 300. It gives me immense pleasure in announcing the Premium Car of the Year, and the winner is Skoda Kodiaq. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to the winner of the Electric Car of the Year. Electric cars are now becoming the future, and the winner of this prestigious award is Mahindra XEV9S. Let's move on and talk about EV Maker of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me an immense pleasure in announcing the winner, and the winner is VinFast, the Tech Car of the Year, and the award goes to Tata Harrier EV. And moving on to the next set of awards, it's Urban Car of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Well, once again, no-brainer, it goes to Tata Punch. Let's move on and talk about the Electric Scooter of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure in announcing the winners, and the winner of the Electric Scooter of the Year goes to TVS Orbiter. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next category of the awards, and this is the Upgrade of the Year. It goes to Citroën C3X, ladies and gentlemen. The Performance Car of the Year, the winner is Skoda Octavia RS. Ducati Panigale V4S is the winner of the Premium Motorcycle of the Year. Well, the next round of awards, ladies and gentlemen, is the Viewer's Choice Motorcycle of the Year. And of course, the winner is coming across as not a surprise. The winner is Royal Enfield Hunter 350. The winner of the award of the Neo Retro Motorcycle of the Year is Yamaha XSR 155. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate the winners as we invite them on stage. This is the Commuter Motorcycle of the Year, and the winner is Honda CB 125 Hornet. And it is about the luxury SUV of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the award goes to Audi RS Cube 8. And that is the luxury performance car of the year. And the winner of these awards is Mercedes AMG CLE 53, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Times Drive and Times Network, thank you very much for joining us and making this evening truly memorable. So remember, drive safe, stay inspired, and we look forward on seeing you again next year. That's a wrap from me, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.